Hello, Rise Up Visionaries. I'm Susan May, and I'm here to share my journey, to inspire you on your journey of unplugging. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly go live here and share some thoughts spinning through my head today on a couple different topics. I called this Fruits of Intentions. So I want to talk about the power of our minds, but also this idea of being versus doing. And I think thinking comes into that too. So a quick funny story. This morning, I wanted to warm up just one piece of bacon for my son that was already cooked. So I put it on the stovetop and put a cover on it. And in my head, I was remembering the times where I burned it to a char, like I could see it black as can be. And I'm like, okay, don't want to do that again. And I'm talking on the phone to my mom, getting the update from home. And what do you know, but Carter drags me outside while I'm on the phone. This is a bad combination for me. And next thing you know, I had burned it to a crisp. It still smells in there hours later. And I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally made that happen with my mind. Like, I imagined it, I thought it. I was just telling a family friend recently, the word don't, we teach in Hypnobabies. If you think don't do something, or you tell your child don't do something, our subconscious mind actually won't process the don't. It doesn't hear the don't. So all it hears is whatever you say after don't. So if you say don't run, your child hears run. If you tell yourself don't burn the bacon, your brain hears burn the bacon. So there's just a cute, funny story, luckily safe. The house did not catch fire. About the power of our minds. So I want to dive now into setting intentions and thoughts I've had swirling about this idea of setting intentions. Sometimes the effects of setting intentions take time, and I'm talking it can take weeks, months, even years before we see the fruit actually come to full growth, full ripeness, ready to pick and be in our lives. And so sometimes we set intentions and they just kind of sit there for a while, or maybe we revisit them. And when it happens, we're like, oh yeah, I set that intention, I did that. And the small steps along the way weren't obvious during the time, but in that moment, when it happens in our life, in that moment when we're like, wow, I set that intention and now look what's happening. All of those steps become clear. We look back and we see how the path led to that moment. They become illuminated and just so obvious. But when those steps were happening, we didn't necessarily connect them to our intention. And so I just want to encourage you to keep setting your intentions. It's really, really powerful. Here's another example in my life. I set an intention at the beginning of the year, it was part of my January setting intentions, to heal and deepen intentionally. And it took me a long time to I couldn't pick one word. That's why I picked all the words: heal, deepen, intention. And what I'm seeing is that it keeps coming back up in my life these past few months. And I'm like, wow. It's really helping me. It's helping me stay on a path. It's helping me choose things intentionally. It's helping me heal relationships. It's helping me heal things inside myself. It's helping me deepen relationships I already have. It's helping me go slower. But at the time I was like, well, I don't know if this is really right. Like after a few weeks, I was like, was that the right thing to choose? And now I'm seeing, wow, it really was. So an email I sent out today for my newsletter, if you're not on it yet, hop on. I try to just share my thoughts about, what keeps us going in this life, what keeps us moving forward. And I just dove into some thoughts about being versus doing. And I think maybe it's not one or the other, but maybe sometimes we become too focused on one or the other, being and doing. And thinking is tied into this too. If we get stuck in our minds and we're just not doing anything, or we're missing the moment, we're missing being in the moment because we're stuck up in our heads, that's no good, obviously. But setting intentions is very thoughtful, right? So it's not that any of these things are bad. It's just that we need to bring them into balance. We need to harness their power by seeing how they're related to each other. And in my email today, I mentioned John Bush. John Bush recently said that we need massive action. As medical freedom advocates, we need massive action to create the world that we want to create. And that can be intimidating or overwhelming to us because we're like, massive action, oh my gosh. But remember, massive action starts with one small step. And it can be those steps that I just talked about with intention, that they slowly accumulate and we don't see where they're leading us. Okay, but when we get there, we're like, wow, that's what happened. So it can start with one small thing. If you do one small thing that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, or that you're kind of scared to do it, but it keeps coming up in your head, that's your mind and your spirit and your body telling you that is a step you need to take soon. The sooner the better, because if it keeps coming up, if it keeps making you feel sick to your stomach, but it keeps just bothering you, it's taking up headspace, it's taking up time in your life because you can't stop thinking about it, that's a sign to you. Okay? So my step today is to let you all know that for the first time, I am offering one-on-one coaching. And I am so excited about this. I am clearer than ever on my mission and vision, which is to help make medical freedom advocates their strongest, healthiest, best selves, because you are the people I want to build the future with. So one-on-one coaching is coming your way. I'm going to post a link in the comments. And I'd love if you took the action to click on that link and check it out. You can message me with any questions. I'm always here for you, or in the comments. And I, of course, would appreciate you sharing with people that you think might benefit from working with me, from feeling my energy, learning from my experience and my story. So that's my step today. Your step might be something different. It might be drink a glass of water. It might be have a hard conversation. It might be go for a walk. I am just so thrilled to be on this journey with you. Remember, keep setting those intentions, keep taking those small baby steps, and you will be amazed what comes to you in your life. And I can't wait to hear about it. Remember, always be bold, be brave, be you, because who else is there to be? I'll see you again soon. Bye.